there and welcome back for another lesson. Here we will be learning all about the basics you need to know in culture and negotiations, the European style. Our lessons were made with thorough research and preparation from various scientific studies, but we are also open to learning more. Again, we do not want to wish to offend anyone in this course. And so, let's begin. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to learn the European culture and their business culture, get an understanding of the general European negotiation style, including their manners and customs, ways of thinking, values, and how they build relationships. Know how to overcome certain barriers in this region during negotiations, and understand how Europeans negotiate. Europe is the second smallest of the world continents and occupies nearly 1/15 of the world's total land area. Despite its small size as compared to other continents and regions in the world, its diversity in culture is unimaginable. European culture is relatively laid back and slow-paced, putting more emphasis on personal time, such as spending time with their family and friends. They also prioritize the overall well-being of their citizens through building social security nets. In terms of Europe's culture and business, some common characteristics are shared by most European countries. Generally, European business culture values professionalism, punctuality, and formalities. For instance, titles and names are mentioned before business meetings start. They value being on time as well. Decision-making processes can also be more consensus-driven, especially in countries with strong social welfare systems. Europeans use indirect and nuanced communication with their business partners, and the formal and reserved tone while communicating with them is preferred. However, it's still essential to recognize that each European country has its own unique business culture, influenced by historical, social, and economic factors. For example, and of course, we are generalizing a bit here, in Germany, business culture emphasizes precision, thoroughness, and adhere to rules, while in Italy, relationships and personal connections often play a significant role in business dealings. Interestingly, although European cultures have a certain substantial diversity across European countries, they still share similar distinctive features that unite them in some form. That may be because of the European continent's countries' shared history, heritage, as well as economic regimes in the past. Some European cultures share similar values, manners and customs, and of course, negotiation styles. First, let's go to values. If you can still remember from the previous lesson, the three main values of each culture are objectivity, equality, and time. As for Europeans' objectivity, they value cooperation and the growth of both parties involved during business deals or negotiations. Hence, in a sense, Europeans are objective in terms of growth and development, as they like to prioritize the overall or the general well-being of their company. In terms of equality within European cultures, hierarchies are very much respected. Hence, a lot of Europeans emphasize the usage of titles and names when they are first introduced to each other. Seniority and authority are also deeply respected in the decision-making process. Europeans, and in most European countries, being on time is seen as a sign of professionalism. It is very important. In cases wherein you might be late, some European countries see it fit for you to inform them ahead of time. Next up, let's discuss manners and customs. Business dinners and lunches are common customs in Europe. As they tend to favor building relationships before getting down to business, these business meals may be commonplace for most Europeans. It is important to note that European business lunches and dinners require strict adherence to table manners, such as avoiding making noises while eating to maintain professionalism. And then we have our ways of thinking. European cultures exhibit diverse ways of thinking influenced by their rich history and societal norms. They prioritize rationality, valuing logical and critical thinking in decision-making. While individualism is prominent, there's also recognition of collectivist values like community cohesion. Europeans are generally open-minded, embracing diversity and innovation are important, and they tend to have a secular approach to life with a focus on human rights. Additionally, environmental consciousness is widespread with a commitment to sustainability and conservation. And finally, relationship building and negotiation styles. How do Europeans negotiate? Of course, there's no one-size-fits-all answer to that question. Europe is a diverse continent, meaning its countries will have other negotiation styles influenced by their own unique culture and individual and company preferences. However, as mentioned earlier, European cultures share some similar and distinct negotiation styles, which we now will discuss. According to Kader Savinc, negotiations in Europe are not equal to just trading. Negotiations only take place when both parties see mutual and beneficial results for the agreement. Hence, negotiations with Europeans tend to be slow-paced because they're testing the waters with you and see if the deal can produce mutual and beneficial results. In simpler terms, Europeans prioritize win-win outcomes. The negotiation style usually leans more on the collaborative side rather than playing games. Relationships are considered very important in the European culture. Before delving into any business meetings or negotiations, rapport should be established first, which can include a lot of socializing, having meals together, and even engaging in small talk. There you have it. To summarize, you learned that European cultures prioritize objectivity, equality, and punctuality, emphasizing cooperation and growth in business dealings. Business customs include elaborate meals to build rapport, while negotiation styles prioritize win-win outcomes and relationship building through socializing and small talk. To overcome barriers with European negotiators, it's crucial to understand and respect their cultural values, communication preferences, and negotiation styles. By socializing and doing small talks with them, you can foster your relationship, helping to establish trust and facilitate smoother negotiations. There are other things you could do, such as demonstrating respect for the culture by being punctual, professional, and adhering to formalities. Additionally, you can also opt to build your negotiation strategies into having a collaborative approach and focusing on win-win outcomes that align with their preference for consensus-driven decision-making. Finally, being open-minded, adaptable, and willing to accommodate their cultural norms can enhance communication and foster successful negotiations with European counterparts. That's all for now. See you in the next lesson.